Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nurain Binti Nadzri. I'm from class DIB 4B. My ID card number is SIB 19051219. Okay. Today I will explain or talk about cross culture management in Australia. First, I want to ask, did you know about actor or actress from Australia? First, is Liam Hemsworth. That is, she played a role in Isn't It Romantic? And next is Rebel Wilson. She play role in Pitch Perfect 1, 2, and 3. She also uh, play role in Isn't It Romantic with Liam Hemsworth. And the last one is Margot Robbie. She play role in the Suicide Squad movie. This three is a most famous actor in Australia, but uh, in Australia they have a lot actress or actor that famous, but I just take three of them. So if you know, why don't we learn about Australia, right? So let's go. Okay, Australia. The capital of Australia is at Canberra. The largest city is at Sydney. They has no common language. So their language is English. They don't have any other of language. Religion varies because they have a lot of religion at Australia. They have Christian, Islam, Hindu, and more. Next is government. Their government name is a federal parliament, constitutional monarchy, and their population is 25,671 and 900. It have a lot of people in that country. Next is, if you have heard about Australia. Australia have more popular destination in Australia, right? Such as Sydney, Gold Coast, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Next, so we go next slide, okay? Okay, I will talk about tips for negotiating in Australia. So let's go. First is a negotiation process. Second, I will talk about bargaining behavior. Next, I will talk about decision making. And the last one, I will explain you about a communication style in Australia. Okay, let's look at negotiation in process. First, negotiation process in Australia. First is they follow a set of agenda. Proceeding should follow the set of agenda, but it is likely that first meeting will serve the primary purpose of determining familiarity and trustworthiness. Next is humor through dealing to lighten the selling, because when Australia, when they start the meeting, they will make a humor to make everybody adapt with their 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 environment. So that's why they use a humor. Next is business card. When first they are made, their a business partner or want to know someone, they will use a business card exchange over their introduction. So they doesn't use they doesn't ask you what is your name, what is your age, where did you live. Uh, they will use a business card to know you. Next is bargaining behavior. So let's take a look about bargaining behavior. Bargaining behavior first is competitive. When Australia speak about a business, uh, uh, competitive, they will need uh, next we will talk about bargaining behavior. First is competitive. When business speak of the need for Australia firm to be more competitive, it usually means the government should do something that makes it easier for firm to compete with their foreign rival. Second is a straightforward. Australia are very straightforward if you want to know. When it's come to business, they will they will straightforward. So they do not need to build a relationship for a long time before doing business with you. Next is the third one is avoid most aggressive or adversarial technique. While Australia, while they may use threat and warning or show anger, they will they will careful not to appear aggressive when doing so. Using extreme opening can be effective, but some may view them as unfriendly. So use the technique with a caution. So next is I will talk about communication style in Australia. So communication style in Australia. As we know, communication is important when we want to talk with someone, but not all of country have a same communication style. All country have a different communication style. So we must learn and adapt with their how their communication with us. So in Australia, first is a direct communication. Australia are quite direct and create in their business communication and great in their communication. They are rarely intimidated by other status of important and speak plainly when convey their ideas. They will speak uh, uh, directly when they have their ideas. Next is body language. Australia use a strong eye contact is essential. It demonstrates involved or the accepted distance between people at meeting is an arm length. So when you sit beside them, you will be distant with their arm length. Next is teasing another people. We know that Australia have a good good humor and they will teasing us if they do a business with us. So teasing is used in much Australia communication. So expect some like hurt Australia. joking in most conversation. When they speak with us, they will make a joke. So that will not make we nervous if we want to do a business with them because they use a joke in their speak. Next is respect people. Australia, they will respect people with a strong opinions, and even if they don't agree with that, if don't have a strong opinion, they will not respect you if the ideas is good. You must have a strong opinion if you want their respect you. Next is we will proceed with decision making. The last one is decision making. Decision making in Australia, they have four. uh, First is slower, as we know. uh, Slower means the decision making will be slower than usually, as their environment in Australia business culture is collaborative. They will when they make a decision making, they will make slower because they want a good idea or something else. Next is patient. In Australia, they must be patient when we want to make some decision. Do not try to rush the decision, and patience is very much appreciated in Australia. Next is a top executive involved in process. What's mean by top executive involved in process? That is when we make when they are make a meeting. Top executive will involve in process even they do not attend meeting. So if we want to uh, we want to make a meeting without a top executive, they will inform top executive the meeting what did they do in the meeting. And the last one is management consult subcoordinate. This is when uh, if we if the top management want to do something, they will consult with us subcoordinates. So that's all for me. Thanks for heard what I want to tell about Australia. Hope you enjoy and understand what I explained about cross culture in Australia.